All right, what's one of the first things that you do when you're trying to learn about something? I can't be the only one who goes on Google, types it in, and tries to figure it out from there. Well, there's a lot of things Google can be helpful with, but there's a lot of things that are missing. Let's dive into what Google doesn't really tell you when it comes to intuitive eating. Welcome to the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I am an intuitive eating counselor and I'm also a mom to 4. This podcast is not just for mamas, it's for all women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, increase their body trust, and confidence in all of her choices. I believe this show is going to shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. No matter the episode, I want you to walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. So whether you're taking a walk, washing the dishes, or carting kids around, let's dive into the latest episode on the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. So a few years back, one of the worst things about Googling intuitive eating was the first thing that popped up on the page was an ad, and it was an ad for Noom. Noom is not intuitive eating. Yes, I realize in their commercials and their advertisements, they want you to think it's intuitive eating. Of course they do. They're not dumb. They actually have a really great marketing budget and marketing team. But we as a community, as intuitive eating counselors, practitioners, fought that ad would not be placed there. Like people were looking for intuitive eating and kept coming up with this diet. So I decided, to go do some Googling and I'm grateful. Noom is no longer that top spot, mentioning intuitive eating, acting, like it is when it's not. However, I will say the first 3 spots were ads. That's pretty normal for Google, right? People pay to have those top spots. I was disheartened that of those 3 spots, only one of them wasn't for a diet program. This is just part of the concern I have. There's someone out there, someone like I was years ago, Googling intuitive eating, and they find themselves stuck in diet culture. I mean, I can't fix Google. Could you imagine if I could? Anyway, totally different subject. But what I can do is point out some things that even if you find intuitive eating, right, online, you look it up, you search for it, there's some limitations. What I think Google or searching on the internet, if you will, maybe you use Safari or something else, Bing or I don't know what it's called. You look up intuitive eating, you're going to find the knowledge part. You might find some facts, the 10 principles, right? You'll see those things. But one of the things you can't find, I don't care how hard you search, implementation is really, really, really hard to find, if not impossible. And why is that the case? Like, why can't you find the implementation? It's because that should be personal to you. Implementing intuitive eating is a lot of unpacking first, right? Up front, unpacking food rules, beliefs you have about your body, beliefs you have about food. That's unique to you. It's also about honoring your hunger, checking in with fullness and satisfaction. Yes, there are similarities in the human body, but that's also unique to you. So finding implementation can be difficult. And I know this because the women I work with share this with me all the time. Jen, I get intuitive eating, like I understand the principles, like I understand like how it's all supposed to work, but I can't get it to work for me. Or I just even don't know where to start implementing it. It's because you can't find that online. You can't find that. And, and here's a little golden nugget I'm going to give you. In trying to implement intuitive eating, your whole brain might go, whoa, I don't know what we're doing here. I know diets, I know restricting, I know, watching what I'm eating, I know measuring things, I know this stuff, and I'm supposed to be doing that. And these rules, and my mom told me to clear my plate, and I'm not supposed to leave any food, and I don't want to waste things, but I'm supposed to also ignore my hunger until I'm starving. And your brain's going to try to protect you. So you might even try to implement and get stuck. It really is kind of the whole reason I'm here. It's kind of the whole reason I stepped into this work is I know how difficult that can be to overcome those barriers. Sometimes the barrier being our own brain, which I love that it wants to keep us safe and protected, but we want to move past those things that keep us stuck. So you can't find implementation when you're Googling. Great, we have the knowledge, can't find the implementation, but you know what else you can't find? You can't find, when family members start judging you, right? You're not on a diet. You're not trying to lose weight. You're doing this intuitive eating thing. That was some sassy air quotes right there. And your family members are judging you because they're all dieting. They think you should be dieting. Everybody should be dieting. Googling intuitive eating, looking this up, is not going to give you what you need, the tools and the strategies to actually show up with boundaries in those relationships, to start working on the I don't care. Like, I care about you, but I don't care. This is what's best for me. It doesn't help you define your own health so that when those situations come up with family members, close friends, whoever it is, you are not shaken by it. So it's showing you the knowledge, not implementation, not what to do when family members or friends are judging you. It also is not going to help you when you Google intuitive eating to know what to do when you feel consumed with negative body image. What do you do? Talk about needing strategies, needing a plan, needing someone to support you who's been there. Ooh, Google is just not that gal. Is Google a gal? Anyway, Google can't help you when those feelings and thoughts about your own body feel overwhelming. I don't care how good AI gets. I think we've all learned in the past, several weeks, it doesn't work. When the National Eating Disorder tries to use a bot to help someone with an active eating disorder get help, and they're recommending cutting calories, we have a big problem. So Google's not going to give you those strategies, not going to help you feel supported when you feel consumed with negative body image. Google's not going to give you answers of what do you do when your kid brings home this healthy eating note from school and you've been implementing intuitive eating in your own home. There's no answer on Google when you're searching for intuitive eating to help you with this. Or what about when your stress is really high and it's affecting your relationship with food? When you can't honor your hunger as well as you have been. Now, you might go, Jen, these seem like maybe not the norm of examples, right? Like, I can just go on there and find other things, but I'm going to tell you right now, everything I shared on here, everything from implementing to family members judging, to kids bringing home notes from school and stress and negative body image, these are all real life examples from my Intuitive Health Reboot group coaching. Like, real women just like you, who want to implement intuitive eating, who want to heal their relationship with food, who no longer want to beat up their mind and their body about what they're eating, what their body looks like. They are working on healing, and these are the exact things that they're struggling with before. I always say before, and sometimes during. Sometimes it's coming up while we're doing the work, but that's when they get the strategies, the support, the encouragement. One of the things I love the most is that these women no longer feel it's just me. It just must be me going through this. I'm the one that's struggling with this. It's just me. They no longer feel that way. It's like impossible to feel that way when you're part of a group who goes, oh my goodness, I totally get you. The head nods, the head nods, the head nods. I love the head nod effect in there. A lot of the women I work with Google intuitive eating. They search it up on TikTok. They're looking for it on Instagram. They've read the book and they're just kind of stuck. They want the implementation. They want the strategies. They want the personalized help. I don't want you to feel discouraged if all you can do right now is Google. There's some great information out there. I hope this podcast, maybe that's how you found it. I've been hearing from women that have Googled and found it, and woohoo! If that's you, high fives all over the place. But I also want to encourage you that you don't have to keep trying to do it alone. The next Intuitive Health Reboot group coaching starts in September. Maybe you're thinking, Jen, it's June. Your timing is a little off, but let me tell you something. I've decided to create a VIP group. And what that is a place you can go and say, you know what, Jen, I am done with diet culture. I'm done also trying to figure out intuitive eating on my own. I'm definitely interested. So in the show notes, you're going to see VIP. All you need to do is click that, or you can head to theintuitiveeatingmama.com/VIP, name and email. I'll send you all the details of the upcoming group. And yes, you will get VIP treatment. What does that look like? I have special offers. I have special payment plans. And I also have some bonus things for those who get on the VIP list. If that's you, I just want to put this out here, yes, in June, to be starting in September. If you want to be a VIP, head into the show notes, click where it says VIP, or head to theintuitiveeatingmama.com/VIP. And then after you do that, when you're on theintuitiveeatingmama.com and you actually want to search for intuitive eating, you can head to the podcast page. So it's theintuitiveeatingmama.com/podcast. There is a search feature. You can actually search for topics on there. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's much better than Google. If you're looking for an episode, a teaching, something that I've shared with real specific strategy and tools, guess what? That search engine's going to actually land you somewhere helpful. All right. I know this was kind of a unique one. I know I totally kind of bashed Google in this. It wasn't my intent. But I also don't want you to feel frustrated when you're searching and seeing those dang advertisements for weight loss. You're seeing diets advertised and you're not able to move forward. It's not you. It's that these things that I shared, the implementing, when family members judge you, when that kiddo brings that health note home, when body image just has taken a really negative turn for you, it's not you. Implementing is not on Google. However, I promise you, you can do this. You just might need a little support, encouragement, and some really good strategies and tools that you can put in place forever. All right, I'll meet you right back here next week for another episode.